All right, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Karaoke Andi here, and it's once again my absolute pleasure to be here with you trading the US session in Tom Hougaard's trading room. Let's get the disclaimer out of the way. This is no financial advice, only for educational purposes. This stream and its recording is for educational purposes only. This stream is governed by the stipulations set out on Tom's website, tradertom.com/disclaimer. Thank you. So, we are in the holiday schedule. Tom is taking some time off because of family matters, as he has well announced in Telegram. I'm honored enough to be asked to cover. So, for the rest of the week, there's no change of plans. You will see me doing the US and EU session. And next week I do the regular Wednesday, but also Thursday and Friday's EU session. Yeah. Otherwise, Tom, and then from June onwards we are in the regular rotation, where I will be coming in every Wednesday. So, just heads up. I think I said that already last time. Just want to reiterate: there's scammers out there. They have not your best interest at heart. Even so, I am not anywhere that big on social media or recognized as Tom. But even, scammers are now trying to use my humble name to mislead people. So that's why I'm just telling you, I don't sell anything. Yeah, I'm doing this here. Not to, I will never approach you and would offer you courses or mentorships or financial services, nothing of that sort. So unless you write me, I will never contact you first, right? So if you write me here on Telegram, because the policy of Trader Tom's trading channel is that there is no chat enabled. So, but you can write me a direct message here on Telegram, and I will do my best to answer that, but I will never contact you first, let alone sell you anything. So be aware. Also, I don't run any Telegram group. I'm just a guest here, and Tom made me an administrator here of Trader Tom live day trading, so I can actually post here, and that's it, right? So my username here is Karaoke Andi. Not Karaoke Andi official or Karaoke Andi live day trading or whatsoever. All right, so thank you for attention to that matter. Don't get scammed, please. All I'm saying here. I will try to trade the espresso today on the Nasdaq using a 21 point stop loss. We have 1 minute and 48 seconds. So the way I'm doing that is I'm bracketing the 10-minute bar that closes at the Nasdaq open. So, and I will draw now a rectangle here. That is, guess what? 21 points high. I will clone it. So I will put one on top, one below. And that bar is obviously still moving, still expanding, so I might have to position that. Let me just already put in the 1 minute to go. I think it's safe to put in the long order. You see, I'm using an arbitrary 75 point stop loss, and half of that I will shoot for taking profit. You see also here that there is a take profit level defined. I switched my charts to daylight theme, so with a white background. I have the feeling that with the black background there was less contrast with the candles. Let's see how this is received. So okay, let's put in the short order. We'll try and quickly screenshot that. Copy, paste. Oh, I haven't posted the YouTube link. Okay, we are open now. This, all right. See, this is me now. Very nice. Okay, copy quickly. Boom, boom, boom. All right, gotcha. So, okay. Andi, divergent not working. Anybody else has that issue? Can you hear me, guys? Can maybe verify on my phone. Not actually so comfortable with playing system admin here while I have positions open. Okay, what can I do? So, okay, that website doesn't seem to be loading. Interesting. Maybe it's just me. Okay. Let me see. No fill yet. I'm just searching here for the contact. There we go. Okay, so I got the message that divergence seems to be working. So if it's not for you, there might be a local issue. So now we didn't get a fill within 3 minutes. And what I then do is I don't delete the orders. I switch to a
order filled.
Okay. Just got a fill last second. So along the Nasdaq. Good. Short order. Okay. Entry. Okay. First 5 minutes, Nasdaq is expanding. Maybe I leave those here for now. It's the second time I traded that in the Nasdaq. So if you ask me why I use a 21% point stop loss, you know, the thing is, I personally, I don't have tick data or anything like that, so I can't see the bars moving when looking at historical data. So I can only sort of observe / forward test, and this is just me trying to micro adjust that, right? Fine tuning that. By just pure observation based, if that makes sense. So Nasdaq retracing now a little bit. Let's quickly see. We actually gap up. Nasdaq closed at 28,818, 28,818. So not the worst idea to go long. But this looks rather like I'm going to get stopped out. Bloody hell. Yep, stopped out. So, minus 75. Okay. Trying to reverse here, selling short. And I hope I will not regret that, but is possible to flip. So okay, 28,945. Stop. You don't need to trade that, ladies and gentlemen. If that capturing of early volatility, if that is too playful for you, there's certainly a dangerous element there. So I'm not trying to in any way, shape or form say that that is a very good idea. I just do that regularly, and for me it's a somewhat profitable endeavor, but that also depends on a little bit. There's a discretional element in here, even though I trade that mostly with fixed parameters. I often enough I interfere. Yeah, looks like that doesn't. Ooh. That better deflates now. Hey. 75 is a little bit. I probably need something like 150 rather, and smaller stake size, something like that. Let's take a look at the Dow. Also, wow, should have rather traded that, huh? So, yeah. We closed the gap. Dow closed yesterday at 49,363. And, yeah, very sizable 5-minute bar that moved down. And now we are coming up here. When I see that, of course, I'm very much interested to sell the Dow Jones, but not without any kind of measurement. So you know I like to measure retracements. So right now, there's actually Dow made a 38.2% retracement. We'll try to sell the Dow here. Selling the Dow Jones on a retracement. Hoping for continuation. Hoping that the closing price, which acts as a magnet, is in fact now resistance. 49.363. We use a 190 point stop loss. Now could argue to place it above the high of the first candle, but it's very sizable. So I would argue if we trade back up here, that doesn't look like continuation at all anymore. 49.531. So let's look at, shit. Looks like the Nasdaq doesn't want to, will be stopped out of Nasdaq. Double whammy. Another 75. So let's focus on the Dow. So to make up for that, I would have to get 300 points at that size. So I would very much like to add to my position, but for that I want to see a new low. Certainly here seems to be some support. Looking left, obviously is some triple bottom, right? So let's hope we're not trading back up again. Some early decisions here. Definitely can't complain that there is no action, ladies and gentlemen. So, I want to see the 75% at that. Did I do that? Did I add it? Yes. And 25. Thank you. Wonder why that doesn't save that. Probably want to reduce my risk a little bit. So moving stop loss to just above the 75% level. Moving stop loss to 49,479. Risking 138 points. So the reasoning for that is that I see such a strong push down here that I'm hoping for simply for continuation. Of course, when you, especially if you see some support here, some bears will take profit. Some opportunistic buyers might step in. So you will see most likely some sort of retracement. The question is if it continues down, so how far will it retrace? How far will the pullback go, right? So a shallow pullback would be 38.2%. That's somewhere where I tried to sell out, shot from the hip, right? 50% is acceptable, and even 61.8%, which is a common Fibonacci ratio, to me is acceptable. 75%, I don't think so. 75% looks like either a straight up reversal, or we consolidate in a sideways movement, aka trading range, aka chop. So still a bull close on bar number 3. You have to be careful that don't get surprised here. Okay, I might do Nasdaq very strong. And this is actually a strong bar. Here's the 61.8% retracement. Bloody hell, I'm almost 100 points offside. Ooh. That looks like I got this completely wrong. Ladies and gentlemen. Aye. All right. Well, I'm getting my ass whooped here. So buying the Nasdaq again on a breakout. Buying the Nasdaq. Feel like I should be long rather. Strong breakout there. See the close. Okay. Fucking hell. Okay, edit. Woo! So much action. Should take it easy, right? It's a holiday schedule. All right. Okay. Okay, I will delete these markers. Okay. Now we're pulling back to the breakout area. Okay, Dow is coming down now. Taking half off in the Dow. That might be the chance to reduce some damage. Otherwise, if we see continuation, I can always add. Ew. At 49,376. Okay. So we got a aggressive screw run signal in the Nasdaq. I would add there. Should we get up there? Right now I'm underwater. Dow, my stop loss is in place. Already reduced a little bit the possible damage. Let's look at this for a second. I believe I play the same game here. I don't want to necessarily... Where's that bloody tool? Wait. Ah, here. Okay. If it even lets me type in fast enough to 75%. Fuck, that's coming down fast. Moving stop loss in Nasdaq. $28,976. Piano bars. Now, I might get chopped up today. There, Dow, that was wise to reduce a little bit the exposure. I usually don't like to do that, but that's what sometimes. So I should be and certainly bulls made it up to this level here. And now bears pushed that bar down, bar number 4, to below its midpoint. Bar number 5, however, it's 2 minutes to go. So far trades exactly inside that upper shadow here. So bulls trying on a second attempt. I got a little bit saved in the Nasdaq. I think I'm closing the Nasdaq. Nasdaq closed. It's 25. Deleting the buy order in the Nasdaq. So, okay. Let's focus on the Dow a little bit. Sorry, doesn't seem to be my day. I seem to be a little bit unlucky here. Especially today, I want to emphasize no financial advice, only educational purposes. Don't do what I do. But honestly, guys, when I see something like that, closed the gap at a very sizable bear bar here. Why wouldn't I bet on continuation? Right? So that's kind of, who can blame me for trying? We can all but swing the bat and control the risk. Controlling the risk, when I saw this here, let's get rid of that. Will be stopped out in a second. So when I saw this rejection here on that bar, I still saw a bull close, or a possible bull close at that point. So I rather got out of there. So now we got an aggressive screw run long signal. My stop loss is just, I don't know, 14 points higher. Will be triggered pretty much now. Come on, get me out of my misery. So buying support here would have been the right move. After the fact, we are all smarter. You saw me taking a decision live while the bars were moving, fully knowing there was support. So you have to, how do you assess that, right? When you see a bar like that, how much important to you do you give to that? Is it a too good to be true bar? You know, do you regard this as, okay, this is a reversal attempt by the bulls? If you had done that, with hindsight, that would have been the right move. But to be fair, often enough on something like that, you see continuation. So I'm just, why I'm even saying that, because obviously the Nasdaq also last US session was not really my friend. I was much better in the Dow. So I tried 3 times in the Nasdaq and got 3 times my ass whooped. Lost some money there. Now, of course, that doesn't sit well with me, right? I don't like that necessarily. It's not big size that I trade, but it's really it's a real account. It's my money that I lose here. So I don't get anything for that other than a little bit of profits if I make some. So other than your valuable attention, which obviously the deal for me is to get some social accountability, some social scrutiny. Better be prepared, better show you good trading. Otherwise, your comments will probably have a corrective fashion to them. So, and I fully prepared to face that. Dow is really almost saved by the tick here. Just a point or two. Went as high as 74.85 and 79.2. And the spread is 1.9. I was saved by a tick. So I believe the Skuran short is something I would take. So I will put in a sell short order for the Skuran short. Okay. My God, you guys wrote me a lot of comments. Yeah. Joshua is a smart man. He said, do the opposite. Yeah, inverse yourself. just inverse yourself, brother. Inverse Kramer. Inverse yourself. just do the opposite. Rob says, loud and clear on divergence. Thank you. It is Nvidia earnings report potentially giving some volatility on Nasdaq's. However, not earlier than 2200 CET. Gotcha. CJ, I hate these types of days, but we can control what happens in the markets. In the Mrs. markets, ladies, am I right? I believe I know what you mean. Bloody hell, I'm coming back down to my entry. Fuck me. Hi, Andy, couldn't close my positions. Has anyone same problem? I contact support, but just curious. You mean on Trade Nation? Yeah, I had actually yesterday afternoon. I had to restart, and then it still felt laggy. Chupacabra, sorry. Chupacabra just feels like gambling, zigzag into your stop loss every time. Yeah, I'm not trying to gamble here. I hope I have a good reason to do what I'm doing, but yeah, ultimately I can't predict. I can only react. Divergent runs again. Dow. Espresso Dow. Yeah, Espresso Dow. Yeah, thank you. Should have done that, right? I will probably not do Espresso in the Nasdaq anytime soon again. Gaussy. You have to please, Gaussy, you have to comment in English. If you write in German, I think most of the audience is not German speakers, so I will translate that for you. Can be a fake out. Rose said once that there is once per day some sort of reversal. Depending on the market. Rose, if you're familiar, is a gentle lady from Al Brooks trading room and very competent trader. So you often see in the S&P, so also the Dow, which moves similarly, some sort of reversal, often in the first 90 minutes. That's what I've observed. But so far, this is not a reversal, right? This is just a deep pullback to the 75% level. And now we might end up in a trading range, but my position just ever so slightly is in profit again. Wow. So, okay. How do you say fake out in German? I have no clue. Falscher Ausbruch. Angetäuschter Ausbruch. The stream sometimes changes into stand-up comedy. Yeah, I hope I'm entertaining. You know, I'm not getting my money's worth here. That's for certain. So just on the lagging and freezing on Trade Nation, I have the same issue since a couple of days with Trade
Order
Nation.
filled.
Whoa! Okay. There we go. Short again on the Dow, on a school run. 49. 322. 49,479. So. Okay. Now my mood is a little bit better. Yeah. I could really use some points. You have to be careful though, because the signal bar is an inside bar, which usually screams anti. So I have to be really careful that that not reverses. Probably I will not let that happen. But so far, looks rather good, huh? Yeah. Oh, I'm just on a quarter there. Ay. Because I scaled out, right? So hopefully this is not the dreaded reversal. Inside bar anti. But you know, if you, it's still this bar, if you don't sell that, I don't know. Are you even worth your salt as traders? Yeah, but it can, of course, the market can reverse. We can end up in a trading range. Everything can happen. I just can react to what I see. So after almost getting stopped out, market almost went 136.7 points against my position, came back to my entry, triggered the traditional school run short, on which I added. Give me at least a retest of the area down here. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Okay, Nasdaq is actually in a bloody trading range. Okay, I'm not touching that Nasdaq. Printing piano bars. And the Dow. Okay, come on. Let's go to a 5-minute. Okay, what you sometimes see is a some gentleman on Twitter calls that the, don't know how I called that. Some sort of mean reversion from the 50% to 25, so that objective would be fulfilled now. But I don't want to trade that model. I want to see some continuation, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I might not want to get stopped out on that one. So just trying to answer a couple questions while looking at the market. Okay. Topper Ahmede, I'm sir. You don't need to sir me. You can Andy me. That's all right. Since I have been watching you trade live, sir, I haven't figured out your strategy. I just have a few questions on SRS strategy, sir. I'm new to the strategy, sir. I'm, sir, if you don't mind, I add to my winning position, sir. It's too formal, please. Come on. 49 to 75. If that's too aggressive for you, ladies and gentlemen, don't do that. You don't need to add 100%. You don't need to add at all. You certainly don't need to be short 300% the Dow. Could argue we should wait till we make a new low, actually. But there's three consecutive bear bars closing at their lows. And without any significant overlap. When I look left, I still see this. Yes, that pullback was deeper than anything I've ever seen. And then coming back down. No, actually, it sometimes happens. It's not the norm. Not the norm. It was like a 75%, because we measured it, right? We placed a stop loss there, a tick or two above, and that saved us. That was exactly 75% retracement. Come on, Dow. Come to Papa, come to Andy. All right. So my mood temporarily improved, unless that turns against me again. So, Andrea, good friends, can I ask you, Square 18 point for espresso, how tool you use for make it? Thanks so much. Observation, just pure forward testing, brother. Fine tuning. Trying out. I have no other way of doing that. So, divergent not working. Yes, now it is. Loud and clear. Very good. Very good. Very good. All you guys who said that divergent is working now, or... Okay. Dow espresso shirt would have been fun today. Okay, maybe can use ChatGPT or something for that. Have to unfortunately watch that position here. Please, what time from is it? Hero, what do you mean? Please, what time from is it? What time from? That's not even English, bro. That doesn't make any sense. No issue with divergent. Divergent working fine. Damn, you need espresso Wall Street today? Yeah, brother. Mantas, you're absolutely right. What's happening with your mouse? I don't know what you mean. My mouse is normal. Maybe on the stream it's doing something. You have to be more specific. For me, it looks normal. Hi Andy, you can press this button to split your display quick in 2 tabs, split view. Another smarty pants, you know. I'm not a system administrator, nor do I want to be. Careful with my position here. Maybe you need 60s. Guys, stop giving me tech advice, okay? Give me rather, tell me if this will continue further down. That is much more interesting to me. Oh, bloody hell. Now I'm losing very quickly. I hope this is just a shakeout. If any news come out, Guys, I need an update on this. Yeah, don't tell me how to split screen. Is there any... Fucking hell. Let's hope it's just a shakeout. Look at what's happening on the 1 minute. This is, you see, when I said you don't need to add or don't need to add so much, this is what I mean. This can get expensive, ladies and gentlemen, very fast. Even at that small size here, you see how quickly that adds up here. This is now the point where you hope, you know, that it's going to turn. Actually closing a losing position, it's incredibly hard, right? Because your reptile brain is always telling you, yeah, it can turn around, it will all be good, right? But letting a winning position run, that is it's even harder, right? And it's screaming, take that profit before it goes away. Will I get saved another time by the bell? Is that conceivable that I get twice lucky? I mean, this is outrageous, right? This is just outrageous. Bloody hell. Yeah, that's it. Yep. Fucking hell. I'm so sorry. Stopped out of all. So that was my biggest loss on camera so far. Literally nothing worked out. And once again, the bloody Andi inside bar would have been the right thing to do. And now I missed the boat to actually reverse back up. And I'm not sure if I want to. In fact, we made a new high. This was so fast. Now, into resistance. We're retracing now. This is crazy. That was like a news release. That was like a CPI or something. Seen that? Wow. I'm not sure I want to buy a retracement now. I have to try. Okay, buying the Dow. Fucking hell. This time I will put in a very tight stop loss based on structure. So 49,466. Ah, that's the stop loss, 49,466. 49,522. So question is, am I acting out of FOMO here? Am I running after the market? Maybe I do. Nope. For that reason, I put stop loss to break even. I might get stopped out. There were 46 points on the table, now 31. If you did what I did, maybe consider closing that. So, that's the last trade I take for today. I'm thinking I'm just acting here, there's a serious danger that I'm acting too impulsively. Trying to flipping directions here like a madman. That's also not serious trading. So I will take a couple more questions and leave this position running, and let's see what will come out of it. There's 50 points again. So TH heute auch, today as well. There's some chart attached. Gabor, Andi, beware, not all of us are hetero, and in addition you are already promoted by Tom as good looking guy. Please don't read this out loud. I don't judge, not at all. Everybody can be whoever he wants, and I'm just, you know, you can see that, married, husband, father, have a wife, have a small daughter, so off the market for either orientation. So the fake out in German is, according to Manuel Kiss, is Fehlausbruch. Okay. Yeah, I got advised to do the opposite. Zahangir Alam, is it here that people contact you during live trading? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just a guest here in Tom's trading room. Not, you know, it's not my place to adjust any policies that are in place here. The policy here is there is no chat. Comments and something like that are switched off. So that's just the framework I have to integrate myself into. However, feel free to contact me on Telegram, write me a direct message. That's the only way to do that. Okay? So, how long did it take you to become profitable? What were your hurdles? Thank you and greetings. That's maybe for a later time, a little bit story time. Right now, I'm not, after so many losses, I'm not really into chit chat. But I'm trading roughly 6 years now, and if you ask if I'm doing anything else, no, that's all I'm doing. Gianni, does market price action dictate your mood? Does it hinge on whether your position is in profit or loss? Yeah, Gianni, I'm a human being. I have emotions, and you can trade as long as you want. When you have the idea that traders sit there like robots, you know, without showing any emotions at all, you're completely wrong, brother. That's not how it works. The difference is maybe between an experienced trader and a newbie is that an experienced trader maybe has learned not to act out his emotions, right? He acknowledges them. Yes, I'm angry now, I'm happy now, I'm frustrated, whatever, I'm euphoric, I'm greedy, but he doesn't necessarily act it out, right? So, probably I will get stopped out for 0, but it is what it is. The reason I put stop loss to break even, as I said, is I don't want to. I felt like I was reacting impulsively, was running after the market. Of course, after that big move up, that this being a shallow retracement was a real probability, so I had to had the urge to act quickly, and for 50 points or so, that would have been a good idea. Might still be, but looks like I rather get stopped out for 0. And there it is. Good, stopped out for 0. Bloody hell. So, Federico Medibos time frame. All right. time frame. Time frame? What do you have with time frames? So, gold bars. Andy, do you trade all day or just a few hours per day? Good question. Very good question, actually. I believe in trading. Less is more, right? Especially if you are new to this or somewhat intermediate. Less is more. So less is more can come in a lot of forms. Can come in the form of you trading just one setup, just one market, just one time frame, or a combination of that. I only trade the DAX and the Dow. I'm really my best proficiency is with the DAX. Naturally, I'm German. It's also my time zone that I live in. I think I also, not today, but generally quite good with the Dow. And let's say the FTSE and the Nasdaq, they are more like auxiliary markets. And in the Nasdaq, I lately just lost a lot. So I have to assess that. I put a high amount of scrutiny on the assessment of my trades, believe it or not. So that fills a lot of my time. Then I also do my own research. And so if your idea is that you are a trader, and that's what you do, no other job or whatever, and you sit there with a tiny laptop, on a beach, working, or with your phone even, working 15 minutes a day, yeah, that's not how it works, right? So I work something like maybe 8 to 12 hours per day, yeah. But actual trading time is 2 times maybe 90 minutes. Yeah? So pretty much as long as I stream. So, and there goes the Dow. This was in fact a bull flag. Pullback. Well, not my day, but I moved stop loss to break even as soon as I realized I'm acting impulsively. Also decisively. Yeah, I don't know. I will probably not take another trade today. If there's so many losses, I want to rather reflect and look at what I did and why I did it. And if there's something I could have done better, or if that was unavoidable and within the normal operation, so to say. Yeah, but have you ever tried to actually trade from a laptop, on a beach? Because I have. You have a very small display, right? Like 13-inch or 15-inch or something like that. It's reflecting. If you have a MacBook or something, they're reflective. So in the sunlight with shitty Wi-Fi, having positions open, putting your money on the line, relying there on some beach bar Wi-Fi that hangs next to a couple of coconuts, sand in your laptop hinges, sun reflections there, and really no real screen real estate to speak of to actually be able to look left, right? So no, that's not what I recommend. Proper work gets done in an office, and I also believe you need a couple screens and big ones at those at that. That's my personal opinion, formed from my own experience. You might come to a different conclusion, but I think that if there's some young ladies and gentlemen posting their Lamborghini pictures with the Dubai skyline in the background, claiming they got whatever funded payout challenge, I made 100K in 48 hours, blah blah blah. Yeah, be a little bit careful in believing that. That's all I'm saying. Okay, be a little bit careful. So, So you see, Joe's, you wrote me at 3 minutes past the open, should have gone with the Dow today. It is tanking and now it's doing the opposite. You see how fast that moves. Stops to break even. Yeah, that was at 16.14. Probably had a position open. Yeah, maybe. Maybe when I was 300% short, I should have moved stops to break even. Andy, in 15 minutes comes out the crude oil stock changes for this week. Mary Pass BK. So if anybody ever talks about crude oil stock changes, that never moves the market at all. Not the one that I trade. Really, it doesn't. No. There is some positive news from the Strait of Hormuz being now, I believe, somewhat open. So I think Reuters reported that 6 oil tankers were able to pass, and somehow the Iranian military is supervising that or whatever. But yeah, that's probably that's good for oil. It's probably also good for business. But most of the news is already priced in. So Jim Issy, US Atlanta Federal District, 1 year business inflation expectations 2.4% in May versus 2.3% in April, 2.5% in May 25. What does that news imply? That doesn't imply anything. I don't trade the news. Like, not at all. I'm not a news trader. I'm not a... look, there's technical analysis, and there's fundamental analysis, right? So the fundamental guys, they look at that. They look at interest rates, they look at Fed decisions, they read company reports, and all of that. And I'm on the technical analysis side, I look at charts, and I make my decisions based on them. So that doesn't mean that I don't follow the news, so I have a general idea. Also, when the US president is posting something there on Truth Social that might have an implication. Now the Dow is just riding higher, and I just got ticked out. Anyway, yeah, for that reason, this software has here a Trump indicator, so that a Trump icon will be at the bottom of the chart. I click on it, and then his Truth Social post will open. Right, so spike on news agreement between USA and Iran. So they did come to an agreement. Okay, that might be the reason why it shoots up. Interesting. Hey Andy, I did also lose today about 5% as you. I was almost every trade on the wrong side. I feel with you, brother. Thank you. That is very kind. I hope your loss is not too substantial. Eric Hubner. The next round of negotiations will be held in Islamabad after the high session. Al-Haddad citing sources. The Pakistani leader made a visit Iran tomorrow to announce the final version of the agreement text. Okay, so that sounds more like not an actual agreement. Not yet, but on the way there. Nasdaq looks like it finally wants to break higher. But as I said, I will not take any more positions. But I will take a couple more questions. Yeah, as I said, I don't look at news. So if you look at news and have a news feed in there, just be advised that there are guys out there who have a Bloomberg terminal, which probably costs something close to $70,000 per year. And they sit very close to the sources of the news and the stock exchange, because wire length also matters. and they actually have the power to react to that news long before your little feed shows it to you. So you can actually assume that everything you read on the news is already priced in, and that specialized news traders have already reacted to that. So that's also a reason why I don't trade the news. Tushar Sony, what's the logic of moving stop loss to break even? There is no structure level there. Isn't same as trading P&L. Thank you. Yeah. Tushar Sony, I think I explained myself, right? So stop loss to break even because I felt I reacted impulsively. I was running after the market. Maybe there was even fear of missing out involved. I had the position open and the position has a risk attached to it, which is the stop loss. So as soon as that was somewhat in profit, I could have closed, yes, but I chose to just move it to break even and let it run. Yeah, discretionary decision, yeah, to do that. Was there a structural level? Yeah, there was kind of also a structural level because there was some sort of retracement on the 1 minute chart on the microstructure, and based on that I timed my entry. Was a little bit short out of the hip, but it was also moving fast, so the stop loss was, I would have placed it maybe a couple points below, but wasn't completely wrong there. So there was also structure, right, supporting it around here, right? So once I saw this, tried to buy. So stop loss below that would have been good. We can maybe show where that was. There you go. At 49,522. Oh my God. So around here, yeah? So that is structure. Instead of break even below that first 1 minute bar there, would have been more sensible, but pullback is structure. So in generally you're talking about, yeah, but okay, so then be specific then. To me it looks that you were a buyer at a level and just after some time you were, okay. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should explain what I'm doing better. I try to do it to the best of my ability, but I think I gave the reason for my positions, or did I not? If that's not clear, please ask a specific question, which one you didn't understand. So I'm happy to clear that up. All right. So hey Andy, what a fucking huge move right now, huh? I was on the right side, exited on emotion though, for fuck's sake. Tiago Arangel. Is profanity allowed here? I don't know. I'm a resident of the Czech Republic. Here it is. It's protected speech, free expression. Hello, Andy. Are you trading only indices? Yes, only that, only stock indices. Okay. Hey, Andy, your mouse pointer flickers in the stream. Okay, that's since 3 streams. Okay. I will have to look into that. Probably have to increase frame rates, but that also means that there's more data going through. So, have to test that out. Golden Bull. Hi Andy, I have recently started following Tom in his channel on recommendation from a colleague. I also find this book very helpful. I'm trying to become consistently profitable. I notice on the live streams that people are asking questions, but I cannot see where to do that. To do this, also I would like to ask if you or Tom give any mentoring. I have a full-time job outside of trading, but I still want to get better at trading. Thank you. Yeah, I think I need to probably say that a couple of times. Guys, here is no chat. Here is no official place where to ask questions, right? This is Trader Tom Hougaard's trading room. It's basically a Telegram group. Their comments and reactions are switched off. Then it's streamed to Divergent, which is just an audio stream, so you can't react there. And then also to YouTube. And in YouTube, again, comments are switched off and the chat function is switched off. So the only way to ask a question is to write Tom or me a direct message. Okay, so that's not my policy. I'm just a guest here, right? So that's just the constraints under which I'm operating here. I don't know if I would do that myself. Probably also. I think that's there's a lot of scammers out there. You know, I pointed that out. Even impersonating somebody like me. I'm not Tom or anybody of those big guys, but still, it's crazy. Yeah. So as for mentoring, for me to offer here any kinds of services, that would be, I would be completely insincere. You guys are not my audience. You are Tom's audience. I'm just helping out here. I'm somehow now part of this somehow, but still, I feel like that would be insincere. So I'm not offering that. And as far as I know, Tom doesn't offer mentoring either. So be especially careful. Somebody impersonating me or Tom offering you mentorship or courses or anything like that, that's not the case. So I'm even I will leave it at that, right? So, but good luck on your journey. I believe you're in a good place, even though today I didn't produce any winners. Sorry about that. So, Richard Camp, difficult day. I think that Tom's strengths reviewing. I also say the most difficult part of trading is you can follow the process and be wrong, or not follow the process and win. Yeah, I rather have followed the process and be wrong. That also doesn't sound so good, right? Yeah, okay, but it's also, I get where you're coming from. So long term, you better have a process and stick to it. You can get lucky only so many times, right? If you can't rely on your luck forever. It needs to be something more consistent, like a proper process. I agree with that. What I didn't provide you any points today. In fact, I produced only losers. But what I hope I could showcase today is to act decisively, but also be aware not to act impulsively. Or in fear of missing out, even though the fear proves to be quite real. Dow pushed higher and didn't get stopped out by, and the stop loss here below the first 1 minute retracement bar would have been sufficient. Yeah, just a couple points. Anyway, so Gio, I have a Ferrari, but I never get to drive it because I work 6 days a week. Good for you, brother. I tried once to sit in a how's that other thing called? Lamborghini, and I'm 1.91 m. I don't know, 6'5" or something. Fairly big German oak, and the ceiling was just pushing my hair down, and the knees were under the steering wheel. No, that was not my car. That was my friend's car. So could barely drive that safely. So I guess it's not for everybody. But hey, good for you, brother. If you work 6 days a week for that, however, I don't know if that is the right allocation of your money, but that's up to your own discretion. Anyway, Parikshit Dangi, do you look for big stocks earnings to trade that session? Nope, I don't. Captain Hindsight, brother, dropping truth bombs about scammers who claim trade from the beach. Yes, I hate those social media fake gurus, seriously. Unlucky today, that was the worst shop I've seen, and someone definitely said some shit to move markets violently. Yeah, well, I got chopped up, honestly. Manuel, financialjuice.com is a super site for news. I don't look at news. Serhi, amazing day, lost 40 euros, so spiky but in wrong directions. I lost a little bit more, even though it's small size. That shit adds up, right? It was a couple €100 for me today. So, okay, Forex Factory, the news spike earlier. Okay, well, there seemed to have been some. That seemed to have been some news spike, and I was unlucky on the wrong side. Can happen. Andrew, UK. Hey Andy, love your work. Sorry to see your losses today. I had a good day trading both in the DAX and the Dow. I seem to always lose in the NAS, so avoid it these days. Welcome to the club. I've also traded from the Sun Lounger, small size, but have also won Golden Cup. I don't understand that smiley. Alejandro, hi Andy, I don't know how this sounds, but seeing you lost on that Dow trade made me fearless on my last trade and was able to hold it longer. Break even day today for me. That is definitely better outcome than for me. Don't get reckless, but holding is generally a good idea. So, Ota Bimbo, may I get those signals as well that are working, as I hear you get so many tips here and everyone is making money except us. Yeah, can probably assume that to be the case. Today, probably everybody made more money than me, or at least lost less in terms of points. So, Manish Patel, you're amazing, Andy. I've learned a lot from you and the way you manage FOMO. Also love how you control emotion. Win or lose, you're quite balanced. Amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That is really one area where I try to improve a lot. And that's actually, I was on a couple years ago, Tom has had that day trading symposium in London. And there was a gentleman called Dr. Steve Ward. I'm just wondering if I have a book of his flying around. Probably have it in digital form. So Dr. Steve Ward is a trading psychologist. He also works with big traders, hedge fund managers, and so forth. So really, it was just mind blowing. So he was there on the stage and he was asking the audience a question. He said, "Okay, so in terms of trading psychology and what that all involves, managing your emotions and stuff, how much do you think does that contribute to your overall success as a trader? Just give me a ballpark in terms of a percentage." So, and he didn't even resolve that, you know, he just went what the audience said, and the audience was putting that in the ballpark of 70%. So the audience basically agreed 70% is managing of emotions and all of that, right? Which we summarize under the umbrella term trading psychology. So like fairly important, one would say, right? So and then he asked, and how much time do you actually work on that? And to me, that was mind-blowing. That was like a eureka moment, yeah? Because everybody is just like, that new setup, that new strategy, 90% win rate, this and that, you know? And so there's strategy hopping. And then they're on price action. And they work on all of those things. And why? Of course, you need entry techniques and you need some sort of edge. And I'm not saying you don't. But when you say an overwhelming part or a big part of your success is trading psychology and you don't work a single bit on that, where does that leave you, right? So I'm putting an inordinate amount of work into that. There's if you read Steve Ward, Mark Douglas, and also Tom's material and his book, there's many ways outlined, many tools how you can do that. The answer is often in your old trades, right? So mark on the chart where you got in, where you got out, why, maybe write down how you felt, and then you will quickly see what's going on, right? Most of the time, I would probably say the hardest part is actually when a position is in profit and to let it run, right? So Tom is very... he has an antidote to that. Instead of closing or thinking about taking partials, he just adds 100% on top of that. Like the antidote to taking early profits is adding. That works for Tom. For you, there might be a different approach, but the answer is always in your old trade. So we'll say that. So Richard Kemp, I think Stephen Goldstein is slightly better than Ward. I sold 100 days of Ward's time to banks. All right. So I haven't. I'm not familiar with the works of Stephen Goldstein. But a gentleman called Richard Kemp recommends Stephen Goldstein. So you, ladies and gentlemen, might want to look into that. So Aurelio Ribeiro, wow, that's a fantastic name, you know. Karaoke Andi, that sounds so. I really those names, they sound so, you know. I mean, I'm happily married or whatever, you know. But I imagine if you're like, hey, my name is Aurelio Ribeiro, you get that alone, you know, should. Maybe I'm overstepping here. Anyway, very great name. Hi, Andy. You are so easy to follow. Thank you for sharing the floor with Tom. It's just crazy, though, that I can't follow you guys all the time due to my main job. But every time, 98.9% of the time, I try to follow you guys, it becomes a losing day. But when I don't, you guys make it all back. I guess maybe you should kick me out. Maybe... Brother, maybe you shouldn't follow. Seriously, build the skill set to trade on your own. Also, that allows you to trade next to your job. Look, my opinions are my own. You know, I'm not talking about that with Tom or whatever. What I'm telling you is my own personal point of view. Just to say that. Tom might have a different opinion on that. My opinion would be you should be here for the education, but learn to trade for yourself. If you have a job, you want to maybe trade on a. You can't trade when you're working, right? So you need to trade outside of office hours. So you need to maybe specialize in a time where the market lost the initial volatility. Or trade a market that's in a different time zone, or you trade a different time frame, a higher time frame, whatever, do swing trading. It's a lot you can do next to your job. But sometimes following and sometimes not, that can really be destructive because Today I probably had the biggest losing day ever here, and I have streamed now a fair bit. So, and that will take a couple of days probably to make up for that. I don't know. And if you missed those, yeah. And with Tom, there's even Tom trades more. Of course, he streams every day except Wednesdays when I usually do that. He posts entries also outside of that. So you might as well miss there some important recovery. So yeah, you know, because I'm a guest here, I want to be legally safe. That's why I always read you the disclaimer at the beginning of the session. Also, when I announce I'm about to stream in 1 hour, I always put there, this is no financial advice, education only. But I say that also from conviction. Learn to trade yourself, and yeah, build your own skill set, so you don't need to follow anyone. That's what I would recommend. Tom Sclanders can also recommend Steve Goldstein. His books is called Mastering the Mental Game of Trading. Also host Alpha Money. You know what? I probably even connected with that gentleman on Twitter, but I haven't read any of his works. So yeah, exactly. And Hannes rightfully pointed out that lot of Steve Ward and also the London symposium that Tom held there, a lot of that is recorded and publicly accessible on YouTube. So feel free to look into that. So Bruno Leonardo, wow. Also a great name. Why don't we as traders have an open community where we can share strategies and ways to compete with the big players and make money? I think our trading community is very poisoned. Nobody shares. Everybody thinks they're guarding a super secret, but they forget that we are competing with the big players. As Tom used to say, we retail traders make up 5 to 7% of the market liquidity. It's sad to see that the community is like this. Sorry if I talk too much, but that's exactly the issue. This profession can be extremely lonely, and I think we could avoid that. Yeah, well, but at the end of the day, also, it's our own money that we put on the line. So I can understand that people want community, and so me being here and having a conversation with you, more or less, you write and I answer to that. It's one way to do that. Tom is also doing his seminars and of course doing most of the work here. Yeah, the industry itself, what I see on social media, is really, there's so many fake gurus out there, and they are just, I don't know, you can call them more marketeers than traders, right? They're after the ad revenue share from YouTube, right? They're after prop firm commissions and want to sell products. That's their whole way of promoting that through social media, and then they make all those bold claims. Yeah, I believe trading live in front of an audience is like the highest form of track record that you can provide. Oh, you see, I can't lie about those losses. They are there. You could see them live. You could see me how I dealt with them, and that is real trading. You know, should be careful if there's somebody claiming he only wins. It looks like that lady or gentleman, they might just selectively post something. So okay, new spikes are now part of trading, really unfortunately. Stefan Nuters, Tom Sklanders, good episode. Ivan Barasa. Hi, hello Andy, I hope you're doing well. I'll admit at first I didn't like it when you stream in place of Tom, but after watching you a few times, I've come to like your streams quite a bit. Yeah, well, thank you that I'm growing on you. I realized I have also become more independent as with Tom. I used to mostly copy what he does on stream. So for that, thank you. Keep up the good work. Appreciate that, brother. Glad to have earned your respect. Fabio, a bitch of trading session today. Furthermore, I know you said you don't mind or trade news, but it might interest you that tonight there will be NVIDIA earnings call. So that certainly doesn't make conditions easier. Yeah, okay. That is something I am aware of, but usually I don't stream that long. I don't trade that long, you know. When I shut this down here, when I shut down the stream and say goodbye, guess what? I'm also shutting down my PC and be with my family. That's all I'm doing today. So, Gio, Andy, can someone make a living with prop firms? Yeah, if you own the prop firm, then certainly. That's some gentlemen and ladies, they seem to do quite well, according to what they post on social media. I guess we have to take their words on them, on that. Some even post their payout certificates. Some of those payout certificates have a QR code that you can scan, and then FTMO or whatever will tell you, yeah, that is authentic. That payout was requested and received. Yeah, just in some cases, not all, but in some cases, prop firms also issue their affiliate commissions to their affiliates through the same mechanism, through payouts. So sometimes I heard that some affiliates, they receive unlimited resets, so they don't need to pay for prop firm challenges and resets, right? So they can try and then selectively post that. So part of their compensation package, right? Those are, of course, but I believe there must be some people who do well there. Just haven't seen anyone really. Maybe on Twitter I know a couple of guys. Yeah, some of them I think they seem to do quite well on prop firm challenge, and I think they're sincere. So, okay, I just saw that oil is dropping and stocks go high. Okay, I thought it's connected. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, well. How much oil dependent are the companies? Maybe in the Dow they are somewhat. I don't know. I would say that especially for the companies that are in the Dow Jones, I would imagine that the lower the oil price, the better for them, right? So anyway, so Marianne says market already moved until we hear the news. I agree. Luke Lim, but it's tough to avoid the spikes caused by news. Greg McDonald's, Andy, isn't the idea that you were acting impulsively was in itself impulsive? The market clearly showed you the direction it wanted to head. Yeah, true. I think I would introduce here another adjective, if I may, even though I'm not a native English speaker. But I would say there were two minds that I was in, to act decisively on that impulse move, on the first chance I got on that little pullback here. So, and then I was in, and then the next thought was like, okay, was I acting impulsively? Also true, because after those losses here that I clearly sustained It was like 250% short and then got stopped out. I thought I would run after the market. I would act out of fear of missing out. Now this is really the move and whatnot. And I felt that was just not me looking at the price action. It was just me feeling, okay, I might the impulsive side might be overreacting here. So and I still had a stop loss, so a monetary risk attached to it. So I was like, okay, at least let's be opportunistic about it. That position is ever so slightly in profit. Let's just see, let it run. Whatever comes out of it, put stop loss to break even. There were 50 points on the table a couple of times. I didn't close it. I maybe should have. Whatever. It is what it is. So the cleaner move would have been to just close immediately when I was in doubt whether that was impulsive or not. Right? So. Jim Issy, I thought experienced traders like you do not react impulsively. Why do you do that, Andy? I read Tom's book and I don't expect you or Tom can, that being his associate. Haha. Yeah, you are you brother. This is quite some criticism here. I think I just lengthily explained there was also an element of decisiveness, right? If you can't pull the trigger, you will forever be trapped in the state of over-analyzing everything, right? An analyst is not necessarily a good trader. Yeah, you need to be also able to pull the bloody trigger, right? So you need to be able to take decisive action. Yeah, otherwise the market is not waiting for you. If it moves like that, you need to act, right? And to act on what you see. So, however, if you you also need to constantly assess yourself, and when you find that there is an element of something in there that shouldn't be in there, yeah, then whatever you do then in that situation, you could clearly see what I did. So if you don't like that, well, I then you probably will not take anything away from this. That's fine. I'm not. That doesn't make me wrong or right. It's just how I do it. I just show you the execution. You decide what you take away from that. So, trading therapist says, Andy, you're a big guy too, big trader. Well, I'm a proper German oak, brother. I still lived at almost 50 years. Pipit Capital. Hi Andy, where can we study more about the Skuran, advanced Skuran signals? How are they identified on the charts? So, there's this thing. Let's go. Guys, I'm happy to answer trading related questions, but I don't like to play Google for you guys, right? So what is something that you could do is go to tradertom.com. Here you find live trading and resources. Let's click on live trading. And here you see, here is the Trader Tom resource channel. When you click on that, that will lead you to a Telegram group where Tom posts all kinds of documents and documentations about the Skuran, the aggressive Skuran, and so far and so forth. So, Trader Tom resource channel, right? I believe that's fair to ask that you can do a little web research. Like how long did that take now? Like 10 seconds or so. Yeah? But maybe, okay, fair enough. Maybe you didn't know that existed. Maybe you were here from a different. So fair enough. But that's where it is. So. DG, hi Andy, you're amazing. How you trade on up and down days. I trade up and down and hope for continuation. I'm a breakout trader, and sometimes I flip. I trade reversals. So yeah, that's just it. So it's generally, look. I always have on my chart the closing price from the previous session. Yeah, because this is the chart that you see here is basically 24 hours, right? But the actual cash session, or where the market is officially open, is much shorter, right? So the DAX, for example, is open from 9 in the morning to 7:30 p.m. In the afternoon, right? And everything outside of that is, you can call that overnight market or whatever, or a representation of a very thinly traded futures market, whatever that is, right? So, but when the market officially closes, that closing price is quite important, and that will decide when on the next day you open, the market officially opens, in relation to that last session closing price, whether we are gap up or gap down. Yeah, just because the other candles here on the chart, outside of those actual sessions, they are ignored, right? So yeah, usually opening with a sizable gap up is looking bullish, sizable gap down is looking bearish, a flat open, neutral, right? But I wouldn't base my decisions, if you are a directional trader, if you want to follow trends or whatever, I wouldn't base that only on the close price. I would also take into consideration structure. For example, I would look at the Dow here on the daily chart. So it was a sharp bear channel, but we also saw a V-shaped recovery, and now we are basically here clearly at resistance, right? So that's why for the last couple of days we were here trapped in a sideways motion, whereas in the Nasdaq that looked more like we're close to making all-time highs again. It was probably, we not say something wrong. Yeah, there was a couple of negative days here. We had 3 negative days in a row. Haven't had that in a very long time, since 31st of March. If you see that, the most that we got here were 2 negative days. Everything else here in a very strong uptrend, right? So a little bit different. So plus price action, plus intuition, plus whatever news, whatever you take into consideration, right? So and then also time frame, right? So trend is your friend, and you don't want to stop a freight train. You don't want to catch a falling knife. But guess what? On the 5-minute chart, if you want to just go for 50 points or so, you might want to fade the big move. Otherwise, it's a good idea to trade in direction of the trend. That's why I take out the Fibonacci tool here so often. I want to show you how to measure retracements and bet on continuation, buying below prior buy low in an uptrend, or taking a breakout, making a new high, would be 3 examples. Anyway, wow, you're writing so many questions. I'm not sure I can take all of them. Yosha, when you are 300% invested, is it normal to let all stop losses so far away? Let's say 300% investor, reduce stop loss to a third. Does it work because of too close to actual price? Yeah, that's the thing, brother. When you have a large stop loss, the likelihood of you getting stopped out, guess what, is lower than if you have a tight stop loss, right? Then you have a lower risk, but the likelihood of you getting stopped out is higher. So when I move stop loss closer to my entry, I increase the risk of getting stopped out as opposed to leaving the trade room to breathe. I decided to let the trade room to breathe because I don't know, you guys told me this was a new spike. I will have to check that afterwards, but I'm taking your word for it. So otherwise, until that happened, structure told me, price action told me, nope, we are heading lower. I wanted at least a retest here of the lows. And it was not completely unwarranted to add. I added once to I think to the at the school run, and I also when we had it lower. So also it was 250% because I scaled out here a little bit, because here that was close to being stopped out. I thought here would be a good chance to take something off. So I believe. Oh, now Trump posts something. So since you all love the news so much, shockingly, Republicans have kept their very important position of parliamentarian in the hands of a woman, Elizabeth McDonough, who was appointed long ago by Barack Hussein Obama and a vicious lunatic known as him. Yeah, I believe that is not so much. Well, the market seems to like it. Wow. Imagine still being long, right? Naja. So that's also now. Guess what, guys? So I got ticked out here. And I'm not in. So the FOMO is real, right? So, yeah. If you add to your winners, you don't need to do it like that. You can add only a fraction. You can see it like an investment. Move stop loss down or maybe a little bit in profit and reinvest in an add-on. You can do it however you like. I'm basically adding 100% on top on expansion. Yeah. So if I were long here, I would just shoot from the hip. 100% on top, boom. Another 100% on top, boom. I wouldn't let that go away without adding. Yeah, if I see a candle expanding like that, look how big that is. 200 points now. Look in relation to all those other 5-minute bars. This is an insanely huge bar comparable to the first one and to that alleged new spike here. So and then also, of course, maybe consider closing something again at a level like that. Maybe the big round number here, 50,000, would be maybe worth holding into. Anyway, I'm not saying you should do what I do. I'm just showing you what I do. You have to find your own style. But believe it or not, there is relatively conservative risk management behind all that I'm doing here. So it's not unheard of. Let's say I risked 1% of my account per trade and then adding 100% on top. That makes it 2%. Anything between 1 and 3% is not unheard of in day trading, right? So it's still somewhat acceptable. Okay, thank you very much for your reply. Have a nice evening. Pipit Capital found a 113-page PDF on the channel. Yeah, you're welcome. Have a nice evening. All right. My account here, somebody asked if that is, look here, those are points, those are losses. In my case, in euros. Yeah? Those are losses in euros. So, My account is managed in euros. Even though this is an American market with Trade Nation, I can manage my account in euros, also in other currencies, but I like euros. In the Czech Republic, they have the Czech crown, but that is not an option. So euros. We can tell you're not a native English speaker. You're more German than the Schnitzel and Weissbier. Yeah, thank you, Luis Diaz. Yes, I am not. I'm German, born and raised. English is not my first language. Trying my best. But obviously, I have a thick German accent and I follow the rules. And I can drive fast on the Autobahn and you can't. Ha! So. The boss. Hi Andy, you kind and wonderful person. Could you please buy Tom a new PC? We're starting to get tired of hearing him complain that his current one sounds like it's about to take off and fly away. I believe Tom is... he could reinvest some of his moderate profits that he's making into a new machine. I don't know. But yeah, he's complaining, right? But I never hear it actually on stream, right? Do you hear it? He's always saying my PC is taking off. It's like a turbine, and then I don't hear anything. Maybe he has just an excellent microphone. And also, my PC is quite powerful. But when I stream to 3 outlets, I also can hear the fans speeding up. So it's quite complicated setup here. So hi Andy, do you think we will get dedicated video on trade reviews? Good point. Excellent suggestion, actually. If that's of interest, I believe Tom did that a couple of times, that he explained a couple trades. Tom here, good episode. Thanks for today. Getting chopped by a new spike happens to everyone. I was lucky because I was already long. Good for you, brother, and thank you. I appreciate that. I got it now. Yeah. I was asking myself whether they're commenting was time from. Yeah. So, okay. We Germans, we don't say yeah all the time. That is just, that's a meme, right? We're not very agreeable, actually. We usually say more nein. You can't do that. That's verboten. Don't short the ducks, otherwise you get Autobahnverbot, right? Okay. Tom probably only needs to reset his cookies. People are long counter trade the stream. How do you journal your trades? Sorry if that was asked before. I found that's an excellent question. So you see this beautiful software here at least, marks the entries on my chart. So I don't need to worry about that. But I screenshot that, put it in a PowerPoint, and then also I add a large text box and then I write a lot of stuff in there. Let's hear the specs of that monster PC of yours. Are you really is this a let's see. I don't want to let that turn into a tech channel. How do I get the specs of my PC? Okay, from the top of my head, that's an AMD, a Threadripper, a German cooling fans from Be Quiet, also AMD graphics card, some very powerful Radeon. I don't know from the top of my head the model. Yeah, many gigs of RAM. fairly powerful. Overkill, actually. Overkill. The bottleneck is probably my Czech internet connection. So Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm with you now for 2 hours now. I believe I've taken enough of your time. I will try to follow up answering all of your questions if times allow it. Thank you that you're contributing so much. Should I not get back to everybody? I'm sorry for that. I'm trying my best. Otherwise, yeah. Here is the result. I will post status and bid you a good evening or a good afternoon. Take care of yourself. Karaoke Andi out.